I'm sure many times. You think about yourself as a entrepreneur and founder, and I know that Hone is the company that you're working on now, but you've had other companies in the past that you founded and run. What are some of the biggest lessons you've learned as an entrepreneur and founder? And for founders listening to this interview, is there any generalizable advice, any general advice that you would give to them?
Yeah, I think that the truth of the matter is when I really think about success, it's very easy to over-index and to believe you're very intelligent if you come up with an idea and that you can execute by yourself and put yourself around a bunch of people who may be incredibly intentional and sincere in the direction they want to follow you're taking you. But the reality is, if you're not figuring out how to put yourself around people that are far more intelligent than you and that you are intimidated by, you are probably making the wrong decisions. Right. And so I really feel strongly that one of my biggest learnings was going from first to now third company is I find people that are way more smart, intelligent than I am. And I just beg them to come work for me. Right. And I get this beautiful seed of just being able to watch how they move through their work and how they add value to the business and partner with them really well. I'd say that's a really big learning. I think the other really big learning is it's really easy to read a bunch of books about entrepreneurship and assume that you're ready to go into it. And when I meet people, I always ask them like, tell me about when you fail or how you failed before, or how you take failure. And I think that at the beginning, when I failed sometimes, it was easier to kind of get a little bit down on myself in terms of like I didn't have that muscle built up yet. And then I started reading a lot of Stoic philosophy, and I'm sure you're familiar with like Ryan Holiday's work and like the obstacle is the way. And so when you begin just to believe that everything you do, there's going to be nothing but a set of obstacles, it removes the shock from the situation. And when you see one, you basically say to yourself, "Oh, okay, I know how to handle this." Or if I don't know how to handle this, I'm in a calm fashion, so I can begin to separate myself from the problem and think about how to, I would say, mechanically break apart the problem into its elements and basically say, how am I going to solve these in sequence? And I would also say, people always ask me, if you could only do one thing, what would you do? Right. And there's an infrared sauna in my office. You can see there's a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. There's a cold plunge on my patio. I literally do almost everything, and it's meditate. And people always probably are a little bit shocked by the answer. And what I tell them is I started meditating probably around 8 years ago, and I do it twice a day, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. And learning how to meditate has taught me how to be calm, appreciate life, and not get sucked into probably maybe some of the emotional piss messages I would have as a 30-year-old or a 28-year-old, where it was just about pounding my chest, frankly. And so I would say that's actually a really big learning. I tell everyone I work with, like, if you are not meditating, you are not actually able to make the best decisions possible.